Now at 5, we'll hear from the city of Miami, Oklahoma, ahead of a town hall meeting on flooding issues. Plus, McDonald County, Missouri 8th graders get a tour of their future high school. And
a special grand jury report offers a glimpse into the investigation of possible election interference in 2020 by former President Donald Trump. I'm Nicole D'Antonio at the White House with what this means for the case moving forward.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The city of Miami, Oklahoma is hosting a town hall meeting tonight about flooding issues in the city. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The city is asking residents to join the meeting held at KOAM Theater. City manager says the flood maps have been revised and more people might have been required to have flood insurance. He says this is a complex topic because of ongoing civil litigation and relicensing with Grand River Dam Authority, which wants to extend its license for 50 years.
GRDA has never upheld the full breadth of their license that they currently have. And that license states that they should have easement rights on all of the properties that they put water on. And when they don't do that, they're just effectively flooding people that they're not paying to flood, and that's wrong.
The meeting will begin at 6 this evening at the Coleman Theater. Everyone is welcome to join. Let's check in with meteorologist Sam Lane for a first look at the weather.
Thank you very much, Dow. We had a lot of rain last night. No flooding rains. That's good. Down in the Miami area, you can see they got around half an inch last night. Heavier amounts down to the south in southern Delaware County and northwest Arkansas, where they had quite a bit of hail as well. No rain or hail on radar right now. Instead, we're seeing some snow flurries up to the north in Butler County. And we had a few flakes here and there in the Joplin area this afternoon. And as we head through the evening hours, we're going to see temperatures in the 20s dropping all the way down into the teens by tomorrow morning. And looking down the lane, we'll have a sunny Friday shaping up and a windy Saturday with a warmer Sunday and a warmer week ahead. And we'll have all the details on that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, we'll see you then. Nearly 300 8th grade students across McDonald County School District had the opportunity to tour the high school in order to get a feel for what high school is like. Students got to visit the Performing Arts Center, Music Center, and other activities center in the school. School officials say the tour is designed to prepare students for their transition to high school.
The kids seem to be very excited. They're a little nervous when they first get here. You know, they come in a little quieter, but by the end of the day, they go out smiling and excited. And we hope that they get to see maybe a program or a club that they want to be a part of. All of our programs and clubs present so they can see all of the opportunities they have here at the high school.
The tour is just one of the many ways to ensure students feel confident and prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. Kansas City University Joplin today gave media a tour of their new College of Dental Medicine. The school will offer a 4-year program that'll be up and running for students by the fall. Officials say students will provide 40 to 50,000 patient hours annually during their schooling. Those patient visits will feature some state-of-the-art technology.
Increase the barriers between each of the dental chairs, so it was almost like we closed them in. We changed our air filtration. The air filtration comes down over the patient's head, it exits over the patient's feet. We put HEPA filters in the ceiling. We increase the air circulation through the building, the number of cycles because of that. So,
the first class at the dental school will have 80 students. The nation is finally getting some information from a report after a 7-month investigation into former President Donald Trump and his allies' efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. The development comes as Mr. Trump once again seeks the Republican Party's presidential nomination. Nicole D'Antonio reports from the White House.
On Thursday, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney in Georgia released part of a grand jury report. It focuses on efforts by former President Trump and his allies to overturn Georgia's 2020 election results.
Judges will release portions of reports all the time. What, of course, is not typical is the specifics of what this report is about.
The investigation was first sparked by an hour-long phone call in January 2021. During that conversation, Trump asked Georgia Secretary of State, Republican Brad Raffensperger, to find the votes he needed to win Georgia.
Look, Brad, I have to find 12,000 votes, and I have them.
The report, determined by a unanimous vote, found there was no widespread fraud that could have overturned the presidential election. The report added that the majority of the grand jury believes perjury may have been committed by one or more witnesses called to testify. The Georgia Secretary of State and longtime Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani were among 75 witnesses who testified before the grand jury during the 7-month-long investigation. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis is still considering whether she will seek indictment.
We just don't have, frankly, that part, that juicy part that we want, which is what about recommendations for other people other than perjury?
The district attorney could be looking at a variety of charges, potentially even for former President Trump, who has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing.
The rest of the report isn't supposed to come out until charges are filed. So there's no indication really when we're going to learn any of the rest of that. It's really in the district attorney's hands at this point.
Another regular grand jury would be asked to issue indictments in the coming weeks or months if District Attorney Willis decides to proceed. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, the White House.
Media organizations, including CBS News, pushed for more disclosure. Fulton County District Attorney had opposed the release of the final report, arguing it could compromise the ongoing investigation. President Biden addressed the nation today about the unidentified objects recently shot down by the U.S. military. The president says the intelligence community's latest assessment is that the mystery objects most likely belong to private research or recreational companies. He says a team is working on sharper rules to distinguish between these objects and those that might threaten safety and security. The head of the EPA today says air monitoring has not detected any levels of health concerns in East Palestine, Ohio, the scene of the toxic train derailment. CBS News has learned that some of Norfolk Southern's, the rail operator's employees, had previously expressed concern over the excessive size and weight of that 151-car train. They say it had suffered at least one breakdown on its route before it derailed in East Palestine. Still ahead, encouraging healthy eating among kids.
We all know kids can be picky eaters, especially when it comes to fruits and veggies. I'm Michael George with the results of a new survey and what parents can do to encourage healthier eating.
And what new research shows about the effectiveness of radiotherapy on older breast cancer patients. Topping today's Health Watch, radiation therapy, also known as radiotherapy, does not improve survival rates for older patients with early breast cancer. New research shows patients 65 or older with low-risk breast cancer who received radiotherapy did not survive longer than those who didn't receive it. The treatment is still considered effective for other groups and other types of cancer. Drinking even 3 months before pregnancy can affect the shape of a child's face. A study published in the journal Human Reproduction found mothers who drank a large amount of alcohol prior to or during pregnancy increased the risk of fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, which can alter the shape of a child's face. Researchers say they were able to detect a difference even among mothers who drank a small amount of alcohol. New research confirms something a lot of parents know because they struggle with it every day. Young children are not eating enough fruits and vegetables. Reporter Michael George has more on what you can do to get kids to eat healthier.
Kids can be picky at the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table. Now, a new survey shows 1 in 2 young children don't eat a vegetable each day. 1 in 3 don't eat a fruit daily.
This is a time period when kids are growing and developing. They need vitamins and minerals to make sure that they have that growth and development.
The CDC analyzed data from the 2021 National Survey of Children's Health, which also shows 57% drank a sugar-sweetened beverage like fruit drinks or soda at least once during the week.
Creating that strong foundation early on and encouraging fruits and vegetables and healthy beverages really can give our kids a healthiest start. And it can help as we move into adolescence and adulthood. Those healthy dietary patterns reduce your risk for chronic diseases like obesity.
Researchers say parents should offer at least one vegetable or fruit at every meal and snack. And it doesn't just have to be fresh. Frozen or canned are also good options.
We have research that shows that it can take up to 10 times for a kid to learn to like a new food item. So continuing to try and encourage a wide variety of fruits and vegetables at every meal and snack is a great way to do it.
And the CDC adds that healthcare providers and educational settings also need to do their part so kids learn to eat right and enjoy it. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The percentage of children who did not eat daily fruit or vegetable was higher among 2 to 5-year-olds, Black children, or children who lived in households with limited availability or access to foods. New research shows watching nature documentaries can motivate people to help the environment. A study in the Annals of Botany found after watching the BBC documentary Green Planet, Google searches for the plants featured in the show dramatically increased. That increased awareness can lead to more participation in conservation efforts. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, info for car buyers.
Consumer Reports releases its top vehicle picks. I'm Wendy Gillette. I'll reveal the hybrids and electric models that dominate the top 10.
Well, we have had a dramatic change in the temperature over the last 24 hours. I'll let you know what the weekend looks like when we come back. Wow, what a difference a day can make in the 4 states as far as the weather goes. Yesterday we were dealing with severe weather, more spring-like conditions. Today, just the opposite. Today it feels more like winter, and it still is winter, including Indigo Sky Casino and Resort down in Seneca, Missouri. Lots of clouds and cold air filtering down into that area. We even had some snow flurries earlier this afternoon in our region. And over the last 36 hours, you can see temperatures were very nice yesterday in the upper 50s to around 60, and then we've been this slow slide downward with temperatures in the 20s pretty much all day long. Radar right now is all clear. This is where the hail was last night, northwestern Arkansas and southern Delaware County. It helped put a dent in the drought situation, especially the last few rounds of rain that we've had. You can see that the drought is starting to get a little bit better, but still exceptional off in the western sections of our viewing area. And we have more rain in the forecast, but not tonight. We're going to see cold temperatures. Right now we're seeing readings in the 20s for the most part, with northwesterly winds making it feel much, much colder. In fact, 24 hours ago, we were about 25 degrees warmer than we are right now. And so we are definitely seeing a dramatic change. In fact, right now it feels like it's in the teens out there. 15 in Yates Center is what it feels like. 13 in Fort Scott, 15 in Webb City, and 18 degrees. Warm spot down in Bentonville, but still 18 degrees feels pretty chilly. All right, right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 27 degrees. Feels like 14. That's because the west-northwest wind at 17, the humidity is 66%, and the pressure is currently at 30.10 and rising just a little bit. All right, let's take a look at the forecast for tonight. Northwesterly winds are going to continue, and temperatures are going to be dropping through the 20s into the teens in many locations on light northwest winds by in the morning. Then in the afternoon, we're going to see temperatures struggling to get out of the 30s, but we should make it into the 40s most everywhere with light westerly winds. And then as we go into Friday night into Saturday morning, we're going to see the south winds return. And so we'll see lows generally in the 30s and 20s. And then the winds are really going to crank up on Saturday with highs in the upper 40s to lower 50s. So watch out for the fire danger on Saturday. Then we might see a sprinkle or two Saturday evening, mainly down to the south. And then on Sunday morning, we're going to see lows generally in the mid-30s with increasing clouds and south winds. All right, let's take a look at the forecast looking down the road. Cold air is in place right now. That's going to retreat back up towards the north as we go through the weekend. Mild conditions are going to come back in and are going to stay with us through most of the week. And then we have a storm system that will be ejecting out into the plains around midweek next week. And that's when the next chance of rain starts to come back into our forecast. In fact, here's the 7-day forecast. 44 tomorrow with the cool conditions. It'll be sunny, but it'll be feeling cool. And then Saturday, a 20% chance of some sprinkles and windy. And then warmer on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then the next chance of rain down comes in on Wednesday with a high of 64 though, and then 52 on Thursday. So not too bad.
No, in a lot of ways it looks a little spring-like. Temperatures creeping up there, some rain chances.
Giving us a little bit of hope. Yep.
I guess so. Thanks, Sam. Coming up, why Tesla is recalling all of its vehicles with full self-driving capabilities. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Tesla is recalling all of its vehicles equipped with what the company calls full self-driving. The recall affects nearly 363,000 vehicles. The recall notice was issued by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The agency says the full self-driving feature can cause the vehicle to violate traffic laws in certain rare circumstances. Tesla will attempt to fix the problem through a software update. Consumer Reports is out with its annual list of top vehicles. This year, the majority of the top 10 are hybrid or electric. Wendy Gillette reports from the Consumer Reports testing track in Gloucester, Connecticut.
Behind the wheel of the Toyota Camry Hybrid, drivers may notice the lack of noise, especially at low speeds when it's only powered by an electric motor.
You end up with just a quieter and kind of more peaceful driving experience.
Consumer Reports automotive engineer Alex Nizick took us for a spin in the car at the top of the 2023 list that ranks more than 200 vehicles based on member surveys, safety features, and road tests.
Why is the Camry your top pick?
Yeah, so the Camry it's one of those cars, it's been on our lists, consecutive years, and it just does so many things really, really well.
It's one of 5 hybrids in the top 10. Why is the Ford Maverick hybrid on the list?
Yeah, so the Ford Maverick is our only pickup truck on the list, and compared to other trucks, it's way quieter, way more comfortable, way nicer to drive.
Other hybrids include the Toyota Corolla, Hyundai's Santa Fe, and the Lexus NX350H. The electric Nissan Leaf and Tesla's Model 3 are also in the top 10. In the SUV category, the Toyota Corolla Cross, Subaru's Forester, and Kia Telluride made the cut. This year's picks also highlight affordability as vehicle prices rise.
The average transaction price of a new car right now is somewhere around $45,000, higher than it's really ever been. But on our list this year, we've got more than 5 models that are less than $35,000.
Vehicles like the Camry can also help drivers save at the gas pump. It gets around 47 miles per gallon. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Colchester, Connecticut.
The top 10 vehicles all have emergency braking, automatic braking. This year, BMW earned the #1 spot on the list of best new brands. You can find the full list of top vehicles on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. When interest rates are high is the least ideal time to take on new debt. According to a new Federal Reserve Bank of New York report, that's exactly what Americans are doing. The report says household debt hit $16.9 trillion last year. That's a $394 billion increase over the prior 3-month period. Most of that is in the form of mortgages. Credit card debt also increased by more than 6.5% to $986 billion. U.S. gambling revenue appears to have reached a new record high. A report from the American Gaming Association shows it topped $60 billion last year. That's up about 14% from 2021. The number includes traditional casinos, sports betting, and online gaming. It does not include tribal casinos, since the National Indian Gaming Commission releases those figures. Once that second report comes out, AGA says it expects to see total gambling revenue top $100 billion for the first time. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, how having more black cardiologists could improve cardiovascular health in the black community. Then on KOAM News at 6, a federal grand jury indicts a Missouri man for keeping a woman allegedly against her will. Plus, we're going to have more on the impact of a flooding problem in the city of Miami ahead of a town hall meeting about it. And we're going to hear from the Pittsburgh High School basketball team as they look to claim the outright SEK League crown tomorrow. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone. Doesn't cost a thing. It's available in the app store of your choice. Again, that's the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Right now, of course, Sam is keeping an eye on the weather for us.
Yeah, it could have came in handy last night as we had those severe storms with hail down in northwest Arkansas. But not tonight. We're going to have cold air tonight with temperatures dropping down into the teens. And then tomorrow looks great, but it'll be on the cool side. But then as we head towards the weekend, much warmer and nice.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.